Hello, welcome to the Book Fix podcast, a podcast where we save lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Chelly.
And I'm your host, Yahaira. We just made a Patreon.
So if you would like to support us a little bit more, you can find us on Patreon as The Book Fix.
Technically, it's under patreon.com/thebookfix63. If it were up to me, that would have been 69.
Okay, enjoy the episode. And thank you if you do become our patrons. I have book tea.
What is it?
Well, first, of course, brought by Amivi Reads.
Love her.
And she...
Follow her on TikTok, Twitter. I don't know what else she has.
Whole list of book tea.
She's become the girl with the list, but for the book talk community, it's basically just a compilation, a compiled list of all the things that have gone wrong in book talk.
Mm-hmm. And I'm on number 37 if you're following along.
We're going out of order.
White author arguing with people that she can write about the Black experience.
White author?
White author.
I wonder which one it was.
I wonder
because
too.
I'm interested in the context, like what, like, you know, how bad or how detailed of the Black experience is she trying to write about?
Here's the thing. I think that if you are writing a biography and you have done your research and you have notes, you have first, what are they called? Primary sources. Mm-hmm. If you have that and you are willing to do all the research to do that, I think you are more than capable to write about the Black experience. Mm. But if you are writing a fiction piece and writing about the Black experience, that's where the lines kind of blur. Mm. Like, I don't think you should be... I don't think you're capable of doing that if you haven't lived it.
That's interesting because I kind of feel the opposite.
What do you think?
Because I feel like if it's someone who's real, then they should be doing their own story. Unless they hire you to do it, which is weird. But yeah. I feel like in fantasy, if there's no racism, then I feel like it's more like leeway. But I will say that a lot of the times when white authors write Black characters, it almost feels like they still kind of impose certain stereotypes. Yeah. Which is not okay.
No, it's not. It's not. And it feels a little weird because I'm thinking of our current reads and specifically Hellbent. It feels weird writing a character that's Mexicana, which is Mexican.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like making every once in a while little quips at her Mexicanness.
Your
and
culture.
both of us are
de la
Mexican.
raza.
Yeah, de la raza del mismo frijol. Yeah.
That means of the same bean.
Okay. But you know what I mean? We're both Mexican. So reading someone else write about it, knowing that they're not, it always gives me a certain feeling like, okay, but you don't know it.
You don't actually know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do agree with you. I feel like if you want to write diverse characters, that's fine, but you need to reach out to people in the community to see if you're doing it justice, to see if you're playing on the stereotypes. Yeah. Because isn't there like, what is it?
Sensitivity writers.
Yes. Or editors, no?
Yeah.
I feel like you need to reach out to those people to make sure that you are doing it justice.
And if you are not capable of reaching out to those people, because I know that's like a financial burden too, sometimes to have sensitivity editors, you can still reach out to the community and ask them like, hey, is this appropriate? I don't think there's anything wrong with asking. I think people who reach out first and ask is okay with me.
No, I agree with you. I wonder if Amivi is talking about the author that I have in mind. I have no idea what
need to tell me who
I have no idea what her name is, but it kind of goes along with what this is. So this white author wrote a whole series where it's like thug love. Yeah. I wonder if that's who she's talking about.
It might be, honestly. It's weird because people seem to romanticize the parts in our lives that caused me at least the most trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to read about the mafia when I know things about it.
And you're fetishizing it. It's weird.
It's like you haven't seen it the way that some people have seen it.
Yeah, you haven't experienced this the way that they have.
Exactly. So I don't know. Like, you can argue, depending on who's actually writing it, that there are some people who fetishize certain races too.
Yeah.
Like wishing that, I guess, they can experience that. Because I know, this is a weird reach, but I know that sometimes people fetishize Latinas, Latinos, Chicanas, Chicanos, because of like, oh my God, they're just living like with that R&B music. They get to listen to Selena, like all of that shit. But it's like
the Chola culture.
You have to understand that there's more layers to being Mexican, to being Chicana. So it feels very like, it feels kind of like you're only picking out the parts that you would like to enjoy. Yeah. When there's so much more to it. So with this specific book tea, the white author who is trying to write the Black experience, I don't think you can unless you have done the research, you have shown it to someone, you have proofread it to
and you're
someone,
not fetishizing it.
And you're not fetishizing it. Because there's a lot to the Black experience that you and I will never understand. Yeah. And
I also want to add on to, because obviously this is a big topic, right? I just want to emphasize that if you're not Black, you can't really have an opinion on this. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not your decision whether or not it's going past a boundary. Kind of like with us and Hellbent. Yeah. Like, if you're not Hispanic, you can't really decide for us if it's, like, uncomfortable the way that she wrote Alex Stern.
But don't get me wrong. I don't think this should hold back white authors from writing people of color into their stories. No, but I agree. Do get that read by a sensitivity author or sensitivity editor. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. Because it does make a difference when you include people of color in your stories. But you need to get that checked. Because just because you know someone who is Black or who is Mexican doesn't make you an expert on being Black or Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, there's also, I don't want us to go off the rails, but there's also another topic of white authors who get upset because they're like, well, don't you want me to write diverse characters? It's like, yeah, but don't play on stereotypes or fetishize them.
You can't just base it off of people you know, too. Because I think that's an issue. There are people who go like, okay, well, I grew up in a Black community. I'm white and I know a lot of Black people. So I should be able to write about this. No, you can't. Because you still grew up in your household. Yeah. You need to understand that people have different experiences from you. And if you are not of that culture, then you don't understand that culture to its full potential. And there's a lot of beauty in Black culture and for us, Hispanic culture. But it's like you cannot understand it if you are not that culture. You can appreciate that culture. That's fine. And if you're going to write about that culture, that's also good. But you need to make sure that you have your sources in check before you actually write it. Oh my God, that's so deep.
I know.
Compared to the story we're gonna talk about.
I know, literally. I'm kind of like, did we pick the wrong episode to talk about this?
I liked having that. I like.
No, I think we needed to because I feel like this has always been a big topic in the book talk community or just the book community.
And it matters a lot to me because it hasn't hit me till this year that every book I've been reading in 2022 was mostly white authors. Yeah, and it's like I don't want to say. It's because I was seeking it out. But if you think about it, the way the media is framed sometimes makes it so it's easier to grab.
Because they're always in our fucking faces. It's like, oh, here's this one, and it's always.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I sometimes would feel like, oh my God, there's not enough Latina authors.
But we know, we just need to search for them.
Yeah, and the thing is that search is not too deep. You will find them. But it's just, you have to be willing to find them. And there's a lot of diversity in the books that we read. And to segue, happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. We wanted to celebrate more Black voices this month. Well, we just want to celebrate them in general, but I feel like this is the perfect time to do it.
Yes, and we are actually continuing from our Tuesday.
Yeah, from that time I got drunk and saved a demon cinematic universe.
I love that it has a cinematic universe. Can I just mention something? I've taken 4 shots and have drank a lot of beer.
Yeah, I love that for you.
What about you?
I think I've only taken 2 shots.
Well, you're kind of moving a lot in my eyes. Oh. So I'm kind of lost. Dude, don't do that. You'll scare me. But today, Kimberly Lemmings. Is that her name?
Yeah. Kimberly Lemming.
Kimberly Lemming. You come with us with another story in that cinematic universe.
And honestly, Chelly's favorite.
That time.
It now. You don't even remember.
That time I got drunk and needed a love potion at a werewolf.
Oh, yeah, I think you had it right, actually.
Yeah.
That time I got drunk and needed a love potion at a werewolf.
I said that.
Yeah, but I feel like you kind of slurred it a little.
No, I didn't. You're just fucking hearing things.
Whoa. Don't yell at me. You know, I'm sensitive.
I'm not yelling. I'm sorry. I love you. But, by the way, I haven't seen Yahira in like a fucking minute.
Yeah.
How long has it been? Like 2 or 3 months?
I think so. Well, we saw each other, but it was like a brief.
The thing is, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, it's probably because I'm drunk. Sometimes when you see each other with friends, it kind of makes me sad because I can't talk to you the way we talk to each other.
Yeah, because, you know, privacy.
And also, I don't know if you feel the same way. Sometimes when other friends are present, it's like, okay, I have to try to
include everyone.
I don't want to have a conversation A and B, even though that's all I want. Dude, I miss you every fucking day. Oh I have a really close coworker that you know that I talk about a lot. Yes. Dude, I talk about you all the time.
Really?
Yeah. And I've shown her a picture of you. I was like, this is my best friend. You're gonna meet her hopefully one day.
Hopefully.
But I talk about you a lot. Dude, I miss you constantly. I feel like it's been more now that you haven't been coming here often because we've been doing a lot of audio form.
Yeah, because it's been a little bit difficult. Oh, yeah. We're finally in video form again.
Oh, my gosh. Hi. I'm sorry that I'm drunk. Wait.
We're doing a heart.
Wait. Oh, dude. Wait.
Whoa. Smooth. Like butter.
Oh my god.
This just came out of me.
I don't know. I guess I'm in the army, but like
don't talk about it. Anyway, we're getting off the rails.
Yeah.
I've missed you too. And I love you so much.
Me too.
We need to hang out more.
We do.
Yes.
Starting now.
Starting right now. Okay. So we're going to start this episode by me giving a spoiler-free summary. And most of the time we will make our own summary, but I have to say, Kimberly Lemming does an amazing job with her summaries.
Dude, and the last summary we read on Tuesday for her first book, I like the fact that she writes it in the perspective of the character who's in the story. That's
the main
so
character.
Fucking good. It's gold.
Yeah, I love it. So here is the summary, okay? Anyone else ever throw a drink at someone's head only to miss entirely and hit a stranger behind them, then have that stranger fall madly in love with you because it turned out that drink you threw was a love potion? No? Just me? Well, damn. Dealing with a pirate ship full of demons that just moved into town was hard enough. Now on top of it, I have to convince a werewolf that I'm not his mate. He's just drugged. Easier said than done. Though I have to say, having a gorgeous man show up and do all of your chores while telling you you're beautiful isn't the worst thing to happen to a girl.
We are going to spoil the excuse my French, bonjour, but fuck out of this story. So, like, if you don't want to hear spoilers, pause right now, read the story. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, but it's also very cheap on Amazon. So if you want to buy it and support the author, I think this is a good author to support. Go read the story. Let's give it a second. There's still some people clicking off.
Yeah.
They're back. Okay, they're back. Welcome back. I'm glad you read the story. I don't know how you felt about it. And honestly, we don't know how we felt about it. So I feel like this is a good moment to guess how we feel about this story because honestly, we don't tell each other
how we feel about the stories we talk about.
But fun fact, we actually read the story next to each other. Yahira was reading faster than me and honestly a little offensive. But
I thought you were a faster reader. I mean, I'm not going to call you out. It's not a competition or anything.
Okay, I know it's not competition. But you could have read slower. You know, it kind of made me feel bad.
She was like, can you oh shit.
I know, I was like, can you take a 10-minute break, please?
And I did.
And
she didn't catch
it. Okay, but I do want to hear what you think I thought of this story.
Okay, so my initial reaction when we discussed the first book, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, I really thought that you would prefer the second one, not having read it because you really like werewolves. You like monster romances. You like werewolves. You like, you know, any furry thing I think you're into.
Okay, wait. Furries? Not my job.
I didn't say that. You did it.
I'm a furry ally.
I am going to just take a wild guess. I don't know how you felt about the story as a whole, but I think you really love Felix, and you even said in the last one that he was your favorite character.
I did.
So I think you would give this one a 4.5.
Wait. Can I ask you a
4.25?
question? If I had to round, would I be nearer to a 4 or a 5? Look at my face. Look in my eyes. You can't. I'm drunk.
A 4.
A 4? Okay.
She's like, you're wrong.
Well, the thing
It's a 5.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
And I don't want you to change your score right now.
I already did.
I was suppressing.
I already did.
I was suppressing laughter the whole time.
I had a feeling.
Because
Okay, a 5.
No, you can't change it. You
I
said a
did.
4.5. I think that you love this story, but I do think that if it were different, I don't think you would have finished the story if it weren't for the podcast. Not saying that you hated it, but it's kind of those stories that's like, if I let it go, I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't make a difference in my life. It wouldn't change the way I live. It wouldn't haunt me in my dreams. You know, you could have continued without it. I think you like the characters, but because the first one is so instilled in our minds, I don't think you would have minded not reading this one.
Okay.
That being said, I think you gave it a 3 out of 5. Want to see how good I can punch?
Why are you punching me? Anyway, before Charlie beats me up,
Sorry.
if you love forced proximity, monster romances, monster boyfriends, what else? Smutty books.
Kind of Omegaverse.
Yeah. Then we would recommend this book for you.
Comedy.
Oh, yes,
too.
comedy. She giggled a little bit.
Can I be honest? This week being filled with comedy is my favorite thing ever.
I know. We definitely needed this. We needed the little break.
I think it's hard to write comedy too. So like freaking kudos to Kimberly Lemmings for being able to write it so naturally. You know, because I feel like the funniest type of humor is the humor that just bubbles up with your friends.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was with a friend and like experiencing that humor. So
Experiencing a love story.
I fucking love that. So why don't we go ahead and spoil the fuck out of this story?
Can I just say, I fucking love how in the first book, everyone in Cinnamon's family was named after spices. And then in Brie, it's Brie and Gouda.
Brie and Gouda. Dude, it took me a while to get that one. Dude, that's so fucking cute. I fucking love that.
They have a farm and they sell cheese.
Yes.
Or dairy products, I think.
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious.
It's so fucking cute.
Her mind, big.
Big mind. I do want to bring up not a parallel, but something I noticed that this author does. When you're a writer, specifically if you're teaching people how to write for the first time, something that I noticed. One big thing that I teach my writers is that you need to hook the reader at the first sentence.
Yeah.
And if you remember, the first sentence of the other story that we had read was like,
trying to find like cheese or her
there
home.
are two things on my mind: cheese and how to get home.
Yeah.
That was the sentence. And honestly, it was a little cringe at first, but it hooked me.
Yeah.
Like, it hooked me enough to keep reading. But I like how the author did the same thing to the second book, with their first sentence being, potatoes are by far the most versatile crop. You could fry them up, bake them, and throw them at undesirable men who refuse to leave you alone.
I mean, queen behavior, honestly. I thought that was so funny. And especially because you and I did the same thing where we accidentally started with the second book. We did stop eventually and go back to the first one. But we didn't know that it was like a in order kind of thing. So when I got to this chapter, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute.
It was cute. Coming back to it, I was like, I'm so fucking glad I read the first book first.
Me too.
Because hearing Cinnamon and Fallon be mentioned is so fucking cute.
I
The
know.
fact that Fallon... I'm sorry. Hold my hand. The fact that Fallon is now living like a very calm life.
I know.
And that he's okay with it. Oh, dude, it's so fucking cute.
I fucking love them.
Me too. Anytime they were mentioned, I was like,
Those are my bitches.
that's my OTP.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
OTP.
I know, I haven't said that since I was 16.
I know. And you had your first love.
I know. But why don't we talk about our two main characters of the story? First character being our female protagonist.
So Bree is vibing in the beginning. I think they're at a bar. Mm-hmm. And this guy, I forgot his name, he keeps pestering her. He's like, babe, his
name was Jack.
Who cares? You me till the end, babe. But really, Bree knew that he was just trying to use her because he wanted an extension of her farm. Mm-hmm. And so Bree doesn't have a family. Her brother and her Gouda and her mom is really what she has, but her mom's not around and her brother lives somewhere else. So Jack is trying to give her a drink and it's like pink and cute and glittery.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Jack, it's never going to happen. You and I, never. And so she's so upset because he doesn't leave her alone. And so she grabs the drink, she yeets it at him, but he ducks and it breaks on Felix's head and it splashes all over him. And I fucking knew Felix was nearby.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
Felix was my favorite character.
Oh, was.
In the first book. Is my... Don't use past tense, present tense evidence against me.
You literally said was.
Me? I just taught tenses, so I know this shit. So
she's scary.
As soon as I heard the character description of being blonde, I was like, "This is fucking
blonde.
Felix. This is
tall, sexy,
yes." And I was like, "This is fucking Felix. This is fucking Felix." And when it said his name, I was like,
"Fuck yeah!" Literally,
this is fucking Felix. This is a Felix book. Sign me the fuck up. I was so down for this shit.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
And so basically what happened after she yeeted the love potion.
And it broke on him. He was like a lovesick puppy.
Yeah, because
literally.
The first person you look at when you were hit with this love potion
is who you fall in love with.
Yes, but only for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But it is like a love that will drive you insane. Like it will physically kill you if you can't do something to, like, I guess, feed into it. Mm-hmm. And Felix is head over heels for Bree. Like, as soon as he looks at her, he fucking kisses her. Mm-hmm.
He can't hold himself back. He's like, you, me, together. But he imprints on her, doesn't he?
He imprints on her. The thing is, we don't know how true this is at the beginning of the book, but he's like, no, it's not the love potion. I know what being cursed feels like. Mm-hmm. I know I imprinted on you, but no one believes him. Mostly Bree doesn't believe him because it's like, no, you're cursed.
Yeah. It's just the love potion. You don't actually love me, babe. And he's like, no, I don't understand. I do love you. But I thought it was so fucking cute because the way that their relationship progresses is he saves her from something, takes her home, and then he fucking cleans up the whole house.
I know, because, okay, let me explain that. We are still talking about Bree, right?
Who cares?
Okay. Fuck this. This is gonna be a fucking drunk episode. I fucking love that because of the love potion, Felix doesn't know what to fucking do. Like, he doesn't fucking sleep for days because he's like, I fucking love Brie.
Wait, I can't stop thinking about
what the fuck am I doing on this pirate ship when I can be with my girl? Like, what the fuck am I doing? And he like justifies, like, okay, yeah, I break into her house.
Yeah.
I'm in her house.
I stalk her a little bit.
I was only going to be in here to check if she was okay, but honestly, why not look at every photograph in her photo album to like fucking check if she's like legit? And he does everything. He even cooks her fucking breakfast.
He does a poor job though.
I know.
And I also love that he's like clanking all on all of the pans because Bree thinks that, he's like hella cleaning. But no, he's just like hitting all over because he's like, I need her to wake up because I miss her.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking cute. Mm-hmm. And I fucking love that anytime they talk, he always like, my love, beloved, honey, sweetie.
Lamb.
And it's funny.
You forgot Lamb. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, Lamb. Dude, it's fucking cute, too, because he's so infatuated with her to the point where, like, he can't fucking stand it.
Yeah.
So I really like the points where it's like, they're just trying to have a normal conversation. And he's like, you know what? I think we should have 10 kids.
It's so funny because he just, like, interjects it. Like, they're talking about something else. And he's like, how many kids do you want? You know, because I come from a big family, 10 kids. That's the right number.
You know what?
Right
I'm
there.
really fond of the name Rowan.
Do you like that name?
Do
Rowan?
you like that name? I read Terms and Conditions. Wait, sorry. I read, what's it called? The Fine Print.
By Lauren Asher.
Rowan, that name sticks with me.
Isn't it Ronan? No, it's Rowan.
Honestly, babe, I don't fucking remember.
It could be Ronan or Rowan, one or the other.
Babe, whatever you want. Whatever you fucking want. I think that it was really cute that we don't know if he has imprinted on her, if it is just a love potion. Mm-hmm. And there was a part of me that was like, there's gonna be fucking angst in this. I know there is. Mm-hmm. But I want it to be true that he's imprinted on Bree.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because I love that she would go to Fallon and Cinnamon for help or advice or so on. And Fallon, he's just so funny. I fucking love Fallon.
Me too.
Which is the demon, you know, in the first book. Yeah, anyway.
If you watched Tuesday's episode, if you haven't, go watch it.
Please, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
And also, if you want to leave a rating of 5 stars, that would be really nice.
Oh my God, that would be so sweet. Thank you so much. And I love that Fallon was trying to help her, but he was not helping. He was like, yeah, you know, in this one lore, some guy got really obsessed with a girl and then ended up killing her. And he's like, thanks, Fallon.
Love you, babe. Figure it out.
Fuck you. And then he was like, well, I mean, if you really want to, you know, help him out, we can try to do certain, you know, what is it, like rituals to try to break that curse. If not, then you could always sleep it out of his system. No, sorry.
Oh my God. Fuck it out of his system. I said it for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you were coughing. Fuck it out of his system.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. So yeah, they don't straight away sleep together, which I did appreciate.
Yes, me too. And you know what another thing I appreciated is he knew how much he wanted to sleep with her and how much he wanted to turn her into a werewolf, but he was very big.
That's like a mating thing.
He was very adamant about like, no, I'm not going to do that to you when I am under this potion.
No, it was her. She was like, yes, you are very sexy. Yes, I would love to sleep with you, but I feel like I'm taking advantage of you because I think you're under the influence of this.
Because it would be dubious consent.
Yes, exactly. So that's why she didn't want to sleep with him. But it was so funny because when she brought it up to him, what Fallon said, she was like, yeah, you know, Fallon suggested that, but that's like plan B. And he's like, fuck plan A. Yes. Let's start there.
It's so funny too, because plan A was basically reading out of this spell book, and it's like, if any of this shit works, it should wear off the love potion. So they try different things, and every time they try a different thing, they're like, we should name our first kid this. You know what? I would really like to go on a rowboat date. And you know, it's like none of it's working because he's still fucking in love with her. Because he's still fucking in love with her. So there's one that they do where he like, the spell goes wrong and he ends up growing tentacles.
Yeah.
Dude,
which I felt like was fitting because Bree is really into romance novels.
Bree's me.
And it actually was brought up in the first book, which I love. But it was so cute because Felix would look at her bookshelf and be like, alpha male dominates blank, 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 blank. And it's like, oh my God, is this what you want? Like he even like looked through some of the books to get ideas on how to, you know, pleasure her. And yeah, he fucking had tentacles. How'd you feel about that? I felt like you loved that.
Dude, I was so fucking down for that shit. It made me feel a little weird because I was like, does he feel the sensation or is it just something he can control? That was what like wasn't clear to me. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was good. Like for a spice moment, I thought it was good. If you're into monster romances, that's the shit. Yeah. And it was funny because that was everything Bree dreamed of.
Seriously. She was like, I think I just dreamt this up.
And it was so funny because it was kind of cute and endearing in a way where when they were about to have sex, she mentioned a book that did the exact same thing. And he was like, you need to tell me what he did exactly.
And I'll do it to you right now. Bitch. Oh, yes.
Dude, it was so good. I thought that spice scene was a lot stronger, and I'm sorry, Kimberly Lemming, than any spice scene in the first one.
Okay, don't come for Fallon and Sin like that, okay?
I'm sorry. I love Fallon and Sin. You know, Cinnamon, my girl.
I feel like you don't anymore.
You know, I fucking love them, but Felix is my boy. And the fact that he's always asking if anything is okay. Mm-hmm. Dude, don't fucking get me started. That's so fucking considerate.
There's so much energy coming out of you. I love it, though. No, I love it. I love it. Because I know how much you love Felix. So all of your emotions are just bursting out of you.
Valid. Okay.
And valid, yes, of course. But what else happens in the story? Now I lost track. Where were we?
I'm sorry. So just to let you know, the plot of the story, Maiva is already dead.
Dead and gone.
She died in the first one.
Yes, which she was a goddess who people were worshiping, but really she was a false goddess, and she was just some old witch who was able to obtain people's loyalties, and she had these temples. They were destroyed. Anyway, read the first book.
But for some reason, in this one, there are 20-year-old single ladies going missing.
And Fallon calls it. He assumes why they're going missing, that he thinks that their powers or energy is being drained.
Yeah.
And someone is draining it. So they're trying to find these women. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's so funny how Felix freaked out because he was like, single? You know, my girl, she's technically single.
Bree's fucking single. And the church, we burned it down. How the fuck am I supposed to do?
How the fuck are we supposed to get married? There's no fucking church. And so he, being the doting future May, he went to the he went to who? The priest?
I think the city council, wasn't it?
I think so, whatever. And so him and his friends, they threatened him, and he was like, I want you to marry me and Bree. Bree's not even there. And he's like, all right, chill. And so now they're married.
Yeah, they got married 3 days in.
Yeah, and she wasn't even there, though. I want to emphasize that.
It's funny because the nameplate in front of her house gets changed.
Yeah, she's like, who the fuck is Monet?
It's she's a Monet now.
That's us, babe. That's you and me.
Babe, don't you remember?
Brie Monet? Cute, right?
Babe!
Oh my God, I fucking love those moments where his tail was wagging because he was so excited, but he was trying to call.
Dude.
He was suppressing his feelings, and she was like, is his tail wagging again?
Okay, to be honest, I do recommend you read this book because I actually really did like the plot of this book. But while the plot was going on, it felt like Cinnamon and Fallon were doing a lot of the plot. So there were moments where Bree's character and Felix's character were like, okay, now we have to wait for them to do something. So what do we do? And
Let's go on a date.
Yeah, it would be very wholesome things. And it was funny because they would go on these things and they were so fucking cute.
I fucking love Felix because it was a rainy day, and he was like, okay, let me go talk to Dante, because Dante is a storm dragon. Yeah. And he was like, you and I are besties, right? Can you make these clouds disappear? And Dante's like, leave me the fuck alone. Go away.
But Dante! I gotta go on this date
with this girl, and she's gonna be my mate. And
if it's raining, it's gonna fucking ruin it. And it's like, okay, babe, can I call you babe? Don't cry, just bring me meringue pies. And it's like, but you're fucking dragon, do you eat that? I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I eat that.
No, I put it in my ass. Of course I fucking eat meringue pies. Bitch, where else do I put them? It's so fucking funny.
I love Dante. I'm so excited for his book.
Me too. But it was so cute because that date that they had was the first time that Bree confesses to Felix that she might be in love with him.
Maybe. Sort of.
And as soon as she says that, he transforms into a werewolf because he does of over intense emotions.
He can't handle his emotions. Yeah. And he's like, oh shit. And he was so embarrassed. Because obviously his clothes just... Yeah. And he was like, don't look at me.
I know. He grabbed the scraps of clothes and put it over his dick. Because he was like, don't fucking look at me, Brie. Because... I will do unholy things right now.
And she's like, please do.
And it was funny because he was breathing and he was like, okay. I'm going to be okay. And then he turns back to normal and he's like, I'm sorry. I don't have good hearing. Can you say that again?
What did you just say before that mishap?
And then she tries to I'm sorry. Did you want me to repeat that? I'm having a good time. And it's like, no. I will throw you in the fucking river, babe, if you don't say what you just said.
You know exactly what I want to fucking hear right now.
And she basically says, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Possibly.
And it makes her conflicted because even though Felix is head over heels for her, you have to consider that he may be just under a love potion. And even though he's so convinced that he imprinted on her, we don't know if that's true.
We don't know for sure, which is what plays with the angst. And I also want to say that I love the moment when Bree shows her vulnerability to him and she tells him, like, I'm scared that you'll just leave me.
Yeah.
Because she has abandonment issues. And he's like, who was the one who abandoned you? I will put his head on a spike. And she's like, okay, a little excessive. And it would be weird for my dad's head to be like on a spike. Please don't do that.
But he's like, but not impossible. You didn't say it was impossible.
I'll do it.
I think that Felix was such a good, supportive man. Like, I did really like Fallon, don't get me wrong. But Felix gives different energy.
Yeah, you love... I already said it in the first one. I said it in the past one. You love wolves.
Not just wolves.
You fucking love wolves.
Wait, can I speak to your hand? I need to tell it a secret. I love considerate men. Is that wrong?
Is that not what Fallon was?
He was, but did he have a tail?
Exactly. Is that not the same thing as you loving him because he's a wolf?
The thing is, even Bree and Felix's relationship in general was cute. Because I like how much they understood each other. Like, their humor was similar. The way they acted was similar. And it was like, oh my God. And it's so cute knowing that in Bree's past relationships, the things that would have considered her as weird were her downfall in those relationships.
Yeah.
But every one of those things, Felix loved.
Yeah, that was so cute. Like, when she said something that was kind of vulgar, and then in her monologue, she was like, oh my God, was that too much? Should I have held back? And he just started laughing. Like, he was like,
so
oh my
cute.
God. He, like, connected with her.
I know. I fucking love that. I'm sorry. Okay. I fucking love this couple so much. I think out of the whole drunk universe...
There's only 2 so far.
Out of the whole drunk universe, Felix is my favorite character. And this is my favorite ship.
Aw, really?
Yeah, because I like the idea of them both trying to hold back. You know? And there was a big thing that he was holding back from. Because even though... to her, it felt like he was claiming her constantly because they did have sex. He was like...
Because she thought that would break the curse, right?
And she fucking had to deal with the knot. If any of you have read Omegaverse fics, have you?
Yes.
Why did you look like that?
Because I'm remembering us when we were younger. And you were really into...
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
I need you to stop right now because I was never okay. Wait, now we have to have a fucking like one-on-one. Turn off the camera. I was never into Omega Fix. Our one friend who is into the same things as I was into Omega Fix.
Okay.
She sent me one.
Well,
but the main character accidentally ate his dad. And I was like, you know what? I don't think this shit is for me. And I never fucking continued. So you need to understand that I never read Omega Fix. Nothing wrong with people who love the Omegaverse. I don't think I'm into people eating their dads. You know, I love my dad. I have a pretty good relationship. I want to eat my fucking dad. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say why I think you were. I'm pretty sure you introduced me to them, though.
Yes, I did.
I was not into them.
No?
No.
You know what?
I think I warmed up to the idea as I got older.
Yeah.
But when I first learned about it, I was like, what is this?
Dude, it's
a whole new world.
A lot to take in. I'm going to be honest with you. The idea of the knot, I understand it. I understand why people would be into it. Because the idea of it is to be able to keep everything in because it's like a breeding kink. And if you have a breeding kink, good for you.
Pop off.
Yeah. But that's the whole idea of it. I think this handled that little bit of Omegaverse really well because it didn't feel too overwhelming because the first Omegaverse fic I ever read, I felt like I needed to go pray. And you know, I wasn't religious growing up.
Yeah.
So that's saying something. That being said, I fucking love that Bree at the very end because they basically have to deal with Maiva again. But at the very end, Maiva's like, please, like, let you be the host. Like, I will be able to live through you vicariously,
You
bitch.
literally skipped everything.
I know, but I did want to mention that it's funny because in order to keep Maiva out, and it's like, let me tell you everything I know, everything I want. And she starts telling her about the romance romance stories that she reads.
Mm-hmm. And they're all like very
raunchy,
explicit, vulgar. And Maiva's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this?
And it's funny because Bree starts to like describe the Omegaverse, and then Maiva's like, no, I fucking can't.
She's like, you know what? Kill me right now. I'm done.
Did you like Bree as a main character?
I think that I really felt for her and her abandonment issues because mood. I also like that moment where she's talking to Cinnamon about her feelings for Felix, and Cinnamon's like telling her, well, you know, you kind of have a hard time accepting when someone does have feelings for you.
Yeah.
And so I just really liked her character overall. But I feel like I still prefer Cinnamon.
That's funny.
Not a competition. Don't want to pit two queens together.
No, of course not. Because queens are queens. But I think I'm actually the opposite of you. I preferred Bree over Cinnamon. I think I like her story more because she felt like a person who was thrown into a situation that she's always dreamed of, but she's like, I don't know what to do with this.
She doesn't know how to handle it.
Exactly. And I fucking love that of her. Mm-hmm. She didn't have to go through a hero's journey, which, you know, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I will admit
she kind of did though when she was experiencing that whole thing with Maiva, but it wasn't as intense as Cinnamon.
Exactly. I'll be honest with you. This story felt like a fic connect to the first story. And there's nothing wrong with that because I actually really enjoyed the author's writing.
Yeah.
But it did feel like one.
I can see that.
But I think I do prefer Bree. And no surprise, I do prefer Felix.
What?
I do prefer Felix.
I would have never guessed. You were literally screaming, crying, throwing up over him.
I fucking love Felix. He's
Felix
so
too.
good. He's so big on consent too, which I think is really cute. Like he's very big on like, okay, I need to ask her. So near the end, when it gets to the point where he accidentally bites her and the love potion wears off, he no longer is that person who's like completely like, I need to be attached to. And he's like, he
gives her space for once. And she misinterprets that with like thinking, oh, he doesn't love me. He realized that he doesn't love me. And it was due to the love potion as to why he was, you know, chasing me around like a lost puppy.
Yeah.
But he feels so guilty for biting her. And he's trying to break that curse because now they're mated, no? And now she's going to turn into a werewolf.
And it's so sad because like when she goes up to someone and that person's like, oh, he went to a library to go look for a way to undo curses. Mm-hmm. In her thoughts, it was like, the reason that he doesn't want me to be a werewolf is because I'm not his...
Yeah, I'm not his
fated mate. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was so... Like, to her, it's so sad. Mm-hmm. But to me, like, I knew what he was doing. I feel like you did know, too.
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, oh my God, he fucking cared for her so much that he's like, I need to solve this issue as soon as possible because what I did was wrong. It was without her consent and I shouldn't have done that. But because of the overwhelming feelings that he had due to the love potion, he did do something without her consent. Mm-hmm. But dude, he, like, as soon as they saw each other and it was without the love potion, I was like so fucking like, okay, what's gonna fucking happen? Is he still gonna be lovey-dovey? Is he gonna be serious now?
Yeah.
Because the Felix before, it's not that he was not completely serious, but he wasn't the most, you know, energetic person. Mm-hmm. So when they first saw each other and he was like, I'm so sorry, like, and she was like, what do you have to say to me? It's like, I'm sorry I bit you. No, but what else? I'm sorry that this happened. And it's like, no, fucking bitch, I love you. You know, like, I need you to say it back to me. Or at least tell me that I'm not the one you imprinted on so I can leave. Like, you need to tell me now. And the fact that he's like, you know what, bitch?
Can I call you bitch?
Bad bitch, maybe? You know, no, bitch, when we started, we were bitch and bitch. But now, bitchless. I don't think I can ever be bitchless. Will you be my bitch? And it's like, bitch!
She didn't even have that idea in her mind though that he still loved her. Mm-hmm. She just was like Just tell me what you came here to tell me. I told you before that if, it was due to the love potion why you were chasing me around, that I would accept it and let you go or let you leave or whatever. So it was really sad that she didn't even expect him to be there because he loved her.
Yeah. So when it was funny because as soon as because he was at her house. As soon as she got there, she was like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "I live here.
My bag's over there. My toothbrush is in the bathroom."
And honestly, babe, you said that laundry day was your day today, and you haven't fucking done laundry.
And it's piling up.
I fucking need my favorite shirts. But it was really cute because it's like, it's so domestic, So the fact that when it was revealed that, yes, she was his fated love, he didn't print on her. It was so sweet because it's like, I still fucking love you. And at first she was worried because he was calling her Brie the whole time. When the entirety of the story...
He was calling her Rabbit.
Lamb.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Whoa! Apparently
Lamb.
You yeeted a drink to the wrong story. But
Oh my God. Yeeted a drink and it was alcohol. Sorry, Lamb.
Yeah, but as soon as... like, it was revealed that they were fated mates. He called her Lamb again. And it was so sweet.
Yeah. I do feel like this ending was so abrupt, though.
It was. It felt a little weird because there was a character that was introduced in the story named Alexis. And Alexis was a sword.
What's a fucking sword?
But I think Dante the dragon fell in love with a sword.
I have no idea.
And honestly, I'm trying to think about the anatomy behind this. How are they going to fuck? That's my question.
Yeah.
How do you fuck?
A sword?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, with a lot of motivation, I feel like anything can be done. Have you seen that Twitter post that was like, I bought a fucking monster dildo and look at this shit. And she like held her arm like next to it and she was like, no one can fucking take this shit. And then hours later, she like quote retweeted it and was like, you know what? No one has ever called me pessimistic. Like, I've always fucking been able to do anything I put my heart on.
Oh my
you can
God.
do anything your heart is set on.
I'm so happy for her. I love that. That's really scary though. If it's as long as her fucking forearm,
Dude,
down.
I know.
It's scary.
I don't remember why I brought that up.
I don't know either. Oh, because of the sword. Does he fall in love with the sword?
Yeah, I think he does.
I was very confused by that.
I was too, because at the end, Felix basically goes up to Dante, which is, if you remember, the dragon that he goes up to stop the rain.
We fucking brought him up except once.
We did. But he basically tells him, like, hey, can you take off this rune for me? Because I want to become a dad. I need you to take off this birth control for me because I do want to have children. Yeah. And he's just like,
I love how he's like, we're best friends. He's like, I don't fucking even know your name. He's like, we're best friends. We're you, besties. Me. We went out for dinner like the other day. He's like, I would never do that.
When you would make it rain and I would be like,
dancing in the rain.
Yeah, dancing in the rain. I would take off my shirt and you'd be like, haha, love you. And I was like, yeah, I have a wife. But those moments, babe. I mean, best friends.
Bro? Can I call you bro?
Do we kiss? I mean, but it was like they had this weird bond.
It was cute though.
He was, or at least Dante the dragon was thinking like, everyone has their mates. We have Fallon, we have Felix. When is it going to be my turn?
When is it my turn?
And he brings up Alexis, which is like a sword, a sentient sword. And he's just like, fuck, the blade on that thing?
Rusted.
The handle?
Decrepit. Is that old?
The length of the handle? Oh! Maya, don't even get me fucking started, bitch! If I had that sword, I'd be swinging and slinging.
Please stop. And it's the fucking dragon.
I know.
Whoa.
It's kind of funny.
You know what?
I don't know how you imagine the dragon, but I just imagine the fucking lizard. So it's like, not much arm space.
I imagine a huge dragon.
Oh.
Huge.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Should we end our episode now?
Yeah, I think we're done. That was uncomfy.
Did you have any dislikes about this story?
Yes. I feel like it ended very abruptly. Yes. I didn't really like the way that it ended. I didn't like that he bit her. I didn't like that.
Why did it bother you that he bit her?
It made me uncomfortable that he bit her without her consent. And I know that he didn't want to bite her.
No, I know.
But I still kind of hated that it happened that way. Like, I wish it would have happened in a more like romantic way, because obviously they're gonna end up together.
I wish. Yes, I agree. Because I wish it would have been that he would have been hit with the love potion and close to it, and her stopping him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand.
Like, whoa! You're getting too excited there. I don't know. Like, I thought the epilogue was super cute, but I kind of wish that we would have actually had a moment between the two characters in the future. I would have preferred him to have had, the baby. Like,
Yeah.
I would have liked to see how their marriage played out.
It would have been cute if she was the one who was now overly in love with him. You know what
I
I mean?
That would have been so cute.
Yeah.
Like the one that was like clingy.
Yeah.
And him being like, babe strong. Oh. My friends are over.
Fallon is here and I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. And if you're being like that, babe, he's going to think it's big fun of me. You know what I said.
And I don't want him to be the dragon because he's already a dragon IRL.
I know when I said I was going to be the dragon, but he said he was going to be the dragon, but he's already dragon, and babe is some little burst right now.
I kind of wish there would have been more like fluff like that.
Yeah, because even
like
them
everyone hanging out,
even them having a date was so much fluff. I wish there would have been more of that.
Yeah,
like the idea that they both, like, because with Fallon and Cinnamon, it felt like their love was so fast, but because of the situation that they were in.
Did you have any dislikes?
I don't think I disliked anything from this story except for the ending. The modern jokes still get to me because there was a part where she was like, "My titties were out." And I was like,
Don't call them your titties.
Only I can call them titties. But like, I don't know. It's still weird to me to hear modern
slang
jokes too. And I think the reason it bothers me is because I feel like literature is timeless. Mm-hmm. And if you want it to be timeless, you shouldn't make modern jokes. And I maybe that's just a personal opinion because maybe modern jokes will be understood. Mm-hmm. But
it's going to be like Shakespeare. You have to have the little... what is it, the footnotes?
Yeah.
You have to have, your explanations.
I understand that, but it still does throw me off. Mm-hmm. But I love Felix so fucking much. And you know what? I will admit it. I do love wolves. I love wolves.
Finally.
But
But what? There's no but.
You know what?
There.
There's no but. I fucking love this story. There. I love the couple. I love the fucking spice in this story. I loved it more than the first book.
Okay,
you know what's funny?
She's giving it a 5.
The spice without penetration was better than the spice with penetration. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you.
That being said, I give this story a 4.5 out of 5.
I was right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so good at this.
You're so good.
Anyway.
But I loved Felix. I shouldn't have said that in the first one. On our Tuesday episode.
I already knew that you would, though, because I know how you feel about wolves.
You're right.
I pay attention to you. Mm-hmm. I do want to say that I also really loved this story. I also really loved Felix. Even in the first book, I thought he was an amazing character. Yeah. I loved his relationship with Bree.
Yes.
I kind of like, same as you, where this story wasn't really super adventure heavy. Like the first one.
Yes.
I think it was like a nice break. Mm-hmm. From, that whole quest in the first book. I think I liked that change of direction. Mm-hmm. I really, really love both of the characters. I do kind of wish that the ending would have been different. And also the whole biting thing. I don't know. I just wish it would have been more romantic because it was such a pivotal moment. Or, you know what? If we could have kept that, but then maybe him emulate that moment later on in their life and then be like, this is how it should have been, babe, and then like do something super romantic for her and then bite her and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would have liked that. I agree with you that sometimes some of the slang threw me off. It's not that I hated it. I just feel like in fantasy, I think neither one of us is used to hearing modern day like
vernacular
lingo, I guess, in these types of stories. But I will say that I still feel the same way in the first book, where I think there's something so charming about the writing and the characters that I just can't help but love it. And I'm so excited to read the next one.
Me too.
I think it's going to be with Dante, and I'm so excited.
Yes. Let him fuck a sword.
Let him. You know what, Dante? I will support you no matter what. Mm-hmm. But I think that even though I preferred Fallon and Cinnamon, I think that they're in the same like level. Mm-hmm. So I would still give this one a 4. Yeah.
I'm glad that we both like these stories this time around.
I'm shocked.
I think we need to do more comedy in our podcast.
We should, but will we? I don't know. We'll find out.
I know, we'll find out. But
probably not.
Thank you for everyone who's watching. If you're listening to us on audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you get podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars, that makes a big difference for us.
I think that it's definitely boosted us up, and we are way more recommended now since we've been getting more reviews and more
ratings.
Thank you. More ratings. So thank you to everyone who has rated our podcast 5 stars. We literally appreciate you so much.
And if you're able to leave a review on where you listen to podcasts on, please let us know how you felt about this story. Will you read this story? Have you read this story? How do you feel about Felix? Please talk about him. I'm Felix Stan. But if you're also watching us on YouTube, thank you. We're finally in video form.
Finally.
I miss Yahaira so much. So I'm glad that we are back together. You're going to give someone a compilation.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry. I can't help it. I missed you.
If you are watching us on YouTube, I'm got me flustered. If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much. So usually the way we end our episodes is by using a virtual die that Yahaira has. And if it lands on an odd number, we read a negative review of the book. If it lands on an even number, we read a positive review of the book. But we don't connect to these reviews at all. We just leave it in the air and that's it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. So I'm going to tap this, okay?
And tell me what you get.
5.
A 5. That's going to be a negative review.
You know, there was just too much positivity, I guess.
Too much positivity in this sesh. Oh, wait. Before we read the negative review.
Huh?
I'm drunk. Before we read the negative review, can I say something?
Yeah.
I hated that they only used the word yeeted twice.
Oh, you're so
if it was in the title, you should have thrown that in more.
At least 5.
You should have yeeted at least 5 objects in this. But okay, that being said, let's go ahead.
Stop yeeting things at me.
Stop yeeting things, babe. I know you fucking love me, but you gotta stop yeeting things.
Makes me comfy.
Okay, this is a 1-star review written by Camille. So very bad. Terrible grammar. No story, nor development, nor depth. Cheap quips and flippancy that were cute in book 1 and have since worn out their welcome. Redundant smut, and that's crude. Not sexy, and bereft of any and all romance, and superficially all around. DNF'd at 46% after lots of skimming, hoping that the charm of book 1 would return at some point. It did not.
Thank you so much for watching and or listening, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Dude, I am so...
You're drunk.
I don't know how many shots I took.
I think you took 5. 6?
6, I think.
I think 6.
I think we should film TikToks.
I'm so down.
Dude, I fucking love you. I'm sorry that every time we're talking and we're having a conversation facing the camera, you can't see it, but we're like touching each other's thighs. But I do it in encouragement. Like, what did I fucking say? I remember. Like, you know, I'm like grabbing your thigh.
And I do it like, oh yeah, you're so
Good
right,
job,
queen.
good job.
You're so right, queen.
Good job.
Good points.
I just needed to like, I actually can connect to your memories when I squeeze your thigh. Yeah, so I'm
I
like,
go back in time.
wait, I'm like, squeeze, I'm in.
In the Matrix.
Wait, what happened? January 26th of 1974?
Whoa!
How old are we?
What did happen? I would love to know.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna take another shot.